And the microphone is on. Welcome everyone, glad to have you all on board. And yes, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Still have my snuffly cold, and it is one of those things. But hopefully things will be okay. Yeah, sinus infection is still there. Coughing was pretty bad. Actually, this morning was good, but then it cranked itself up again by midday. So I'm hoping that I'm over top of it. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all here today. It is Wednesday the 17th of May in 2023. And of course, it wasn't a bad day for me. Got to work on time, lots of time beforehand. Did all right there. Was in a really good mood. Accomplished a lot of the online training that they assigned me. And did a test at the end. A little disappointed in myself with the test, unfortunately. 80% is a pass mark, but that's not got nothing to do with it. But I really disappointed myself. I only got 98.14. So I was 1.86% shy of having 100. And that's horrible. I'm kidding. That's actually a pretty darn good score. Anyway, yeah, and I'm trying to suck on a little bit of a lozenge here to keep my throat from getting too bad. So all good. Anyway, first person in today. Doc got the highest mark in the class. Yeah, I don't know about that, but pretty darn close. 98.14. I mean, what can you do? I can't remember. It's out of 60 questions or something, and a lot of it actually pertained to the U.S. So I'm surprised I scored that high, but that's all right. Anyway, first person in today is Valerie, and Valerie gets the cookies. Congratulations, Valerie, and there you go. So good job on that. Hey, Mars 2028 throws in, work is the curse of the Pepsi drinking class. Oh wow, Mars, thank you kindly for that wonderful super chat. Mars 2028. And just writing that down. Thanks for that $2 super chat. That's awesome. And let's see, what do we got going here? I'm hearing my computer revving up for some reason, and there shouldn't be any reason for it. Let me check something here for a second. I'm going to take a look at something because sometimes Microsoft has its weird thing called Microsoft Edge running in the background all by itself for no reason, and it always makes me wonder how it starts up and why it runs, especially since I've turned it off. Okay, well, that's not running. All right, let's leave it as that. Anyway, we'll say hello to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy and C&D Boy, and Gary 24/7 Live, DZ Skies, as well as Lucas Snow, Edge, Seattle Spyware, yeah, possibly. So we got, Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and possibly Mona Lisa Smiles. And did I say Gary 24/7 Live, DZ Skies? I hope so. Those are our moderators. Welcome, moderators, and thanks for being here. And always awesome. They must call it Microsoft Edge because it keeps you on the edge, Dr. Fox. You know, sometimes I really do have to wonder about that. It's a very, very power hungry piece of software. Put it this way, I can have 15 windows open running stuff on Firefox, and I use about 15% of the CPU. I can have 3 windows open on Edge, and that uses 35 to 40% of the CPU. So what's wrong with that figure? Anyway, we won't want to gripe about them, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, welcome everyone. We'll start out by saying hello to Hermione and Fluffy and Billy Bob Joe and Sue. Welcome. And Mars 2028, of course. Henry Nelson is on board. Tom and Pepper is here. Well, Tom is here. Pepper is eating her elk meat. Yeah, that's awesome. Wonky Donkey back in the house eating carrots and things. One Fish 26, welcome back. Let's see, we got Henry. We got Sue already going up, looking for other names I haven't mentioned yet. Sarah K. Miles, welcome back. And let's see, got Mars, got One Fish, got Henry. Okay, Grandma B. Grandma B is watching her grandson's graduation, so that's all cool. And awesome, and congratulations on that. And going up a little bit more and looking for others that I haven't said hi to yet. We got that Tom already. Sixth Sense Amelia, welcome. Kia ora, Amelia, glad to have you on board. Diane is also back, welcome Diane. And Dan is also here, welcome Dan. Still going up, looking for more wonderful people. Peter Greenlees is back. Welcome, Peter. Who else we got in here? Still scrolling upward, looking for more, and I am up as far as I can go. And I don't see anybody else. All right, well, that's really cool. That's all for right now. If I did not call your name out, do not be offended, please. I will be happy to say hi to you if you chat in the chat box. Also, if you are sitting in the Lurkers Lounge, you are welcome to join us and chat in the chat box if you like. On screen right now, of course, is some Mauna Loa from back in December of last year. And that is from 1851 in the evening. What's with the eyes there, Mr. One Fish? Did somebody steal something? Eating sacred attire trees. Uh-oh. Has he been eating trees again? Oh my God. Anyway. So because I worked fairly late, I don't have a lot of info on new eruptive activity or anything like that, but we'll get to that. We do have our volcano report. We do have a report on what went on at Reventador, and plus I know there was a 6.4 quake in Guatemala, or just off the coast. That happened actually within the last half hour. A lot of people may not know about it yet. Actually, yeah, let's take a quick look at that for a second. Since we're here, we might as well. Just to have a quick peek. And, yeah, there it is there. And then, yep, 6.4. 255.6 kilometers down, happened at 1702, and that is not very long ago. And if we zoom in a little bit more, I'm just trying to kind of sort of find out, Fuego is right over here, so, or here, that might be Fuego there. So it's a little distance from it. So I don't know. That's a kind of a weirdish place to have it, but we do see that fault line right here. So near the end of the fault line, maybe North and South America are going to break apart. I have no idea. I'm kidding. I don't think that's going to happen. But it is on the fault line, so that's something that is interesting there. And I thought I'd share that with people right off the bat. Looking at the rest of the earthquakes, nothing really too serious kicking around. But I'm sure the people in that local area, actually, if we go put it on street map, we can probably see what there is for populace. It looks like it's mainly mountainous area. There's a town there that's pretty close. I don't see any larger settlements too close to it, so hopefully everybody is okay. 6.4 is like a really, really large quake. I'm sure they would have felt it over here in this area as well. So definitely something to be concerned about. So I'm not a small shaker by any means. Anyway, we'll put it back on satellite view. There we go. And let's go back to here for a second. We're going to turn off that banner. I hope everybody had a look at the wonderful secret volcano for today. I'm sure you did. Let's see. Yeah, that was the secret volcano picture. I think that's going to be interesting to see who can guess it really quickly. But let's wait with our guesses until it's time, and that'll be after bacon seeds. And thank God that Piggy sent them early, and I got them loaded up this morning already, so that was all cool. Anyway, let's turn that off, and we're going to go over and take a look and see what's happening in Hawaii first off. A real quick peek, and we can see what we've got happening there at Helemaumau crater in Kilauea. And that is, of course, Hawaii, the big island. And it doesn't look any different. It looks the same as yesterday. Still smoking, about the same. No big drops or dints. No new spouts or anything like that. Quick peek at the other stuff. That's yesterday's photo. Going to refresh it. Take a look at today. Really not that much different. Almost like the same rain clouds. But it is from today, so that's kind of what we see there. Southeast lava pond that's dried up, central vent, and the west lava pond, and the west vent that is no longer active. So that's what we've got there. Looking at the other shot here, going to refresh that as well. And that is the B1 camera. It is on the opposite side, looking over. There's Pig Island, southeast areas right in here, so that's what we're looking at there. And really hasn't changed any. Everything's still at the same level. Quick peek at the thermal. I'm going to refresh that too because I didn't do that yet. And hello, where's my thermal? Uh-oh. Well, I guess we don't have a thermal picture today. All right, well, let's leave it as that. No thermal, darn it. We were hoping. Anyway, let's leave the Hawaii be. We're going to go over to Iceland next and see what we got happening there. So, yeah, let's pop over there and take a look. There is our wonderful city of Reykjavik, the capital city of Iceland, of course. And looks like it's still pretty light outside. Let's take a look here. We can actually see the top of the mountain right now, which is pretty cool because I thought it'd be snowing there up top. We do still see some snow up there, so don't know what's going on, but let's go back about 10 hours just to get an idea of what the day looked like. And yeah, actually it wasn't the greatest of days, but it wasn't too bad there. We do see that snow was a little heavier up top. And wasn't raining or anything. This, of course, is from the Perlin Center there in Reykjavik, so all cool. And We will go over to the other camera, slightly different angle, and that is also on the Perlin Center, and that's what it looked like right now. You can actually see Kalir over here. Let's put that back about 10 hours as well. Take a quick peek, and yeah, visibility really didn't change all that much, still about the same. So let's not worry about that. We're going to make, pardon me. We'll make those smaller. We'll make this one bigger. And this, of course, is down on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And we are just a little to the, I guess we'll call it west of the lighthouse. And we can actually see the lights of Grindavik, and we can see the lights of the two towers over there flashing. We are not able to see anywhere in the background here because of poor conditions. We do see our vents coming up here from the geyser, and I don't know how much the other little one here is doing anything, or if that is one as well. But the power plant is back there, geothermal power plant. Doesn't look too bad right now. If we go back about that same 10-hour period, we can have a look and see what it looked like. There it is. Really not that much different, just a slightly different wind direction, which helps us see a little better. You do see some off-gassing from this geyser up here, and some steam coming out of the other areas over here where the geothermal plant is taking some of their steam from. So all good. Actually, I think they've got, looks probably about 5 or 6 different places that they're actually getting steam from. And that's kind of neat, even back in there. So I'm trying to find out a little bit more about that power plant. It's interesting to see how they do that, using a steam turbine to make it run. Anyway, like I say, very, very difficult to see anything out in the distance, but right back there is where our wonderful Ragnar is, and we will take a look at it soon. I'm going to put this back to live. I'm going to click on the next one, and of course this is of Katla, and Katla is underneath the clouds, underneath that ice over there. If we go back about, well, let's see, 10 hours isn't really going to cut it for this one. Yeah, 10, actually, well, we'll let you look at it. This is 10 hours ago. That wasn't very nice, eh? If we go about 9 hours and 15 minutes ago, that's what it looked like then. So the clouds were busy and moving on through. This is about 8 hours ago. Anyway, Katla is hiding underneath those clouds back there. So not a bad day. Still a lot of water sitting there, so I'm wondering if that is because of the rains that they had, or if we're seeing more melt from Katla, and that'd be interesting too. And I could be a little bit of both. Anyway, just trying to see if we can spot it anywhere. This is probably about the best shot right there, even though it is kind of whited out because of those dark gray clouds, and it really puts a white streak in between there. But a lot of that is ice, and that is where Katla is located, although it's not erupting. Let's leave that guy be. I'm going to put him back on live, and we'll make that one smaller. I just want to make sure these other ones are back on live as well. And there we go. Make that one smaller, and yeah, that is live. All right, put it back here and go over to our harmonic tremor charts, and we'll get that refreshed real quick. There we go. Okay, so looking at what we've got, yesterday it steadied out, but looks like today our magmatic did take another dip upward, so that's always good. But we see that it dropped down, rebounded a little bit, and straightened out a little more. I'm not sure what to think of that. Also, so magmatic is okay. Seismatic doing about the same thing, almost a mirror image of, well, not a mirror image, but a copy of what happened there. And then our tectonic, definitely slightly different. We do see some quakes in the area, so we'll have a look at those and see what that looks like right away. Next one we want to look at is Askia, and there's the Askia chart, and big decline way down. So whatever power there was is now gone. Major drop in magmatic, seismatic, and we're just about back down to what I call floor noise back here, but we do still have some quakes in the area, so that's always interesting. Next one on our list will be Grimsey, which is our northernmost point that is inhabited, and that is of course Grimsey Island. We are seeing that head down as well. There's seismic though. It was a little bit rougher coming down. It didn't swoop down the same way the other one did. And our tectonic, a little bit of an up and a down and an up and a way down. So very interesting. Whatever is happening took the pressure off the area. That's basically what I'm seeing there. And looking at Grindavik, of course, that is to the southwest of Fagradalfjall, almost identical to what we see at Fagradalfjall, and it is pretty much the same. We do see that spike right just before midnight there, so we'll maybe see that one on our chart yet. But yeah, a little bit of quakes, slightly different than what we've seen at Fagradalfjall, but still just about the same. So picture that in your mind. Let's go take a look at the other one at Krusevik, and we'll see how that one turned out. Where is it? One more, two more. Krusevik. There's a Krusevik. Yeah, up and down. It didn't have a smooth downward slide. It went and dropped a little harder and then leveled out a little bit, and also a little bit rougher on our seismic. So magmatic and seismic did drop though. That's what we are seeing, and slightly different on our tectonic. So we had more pressure happening there at Krusevik. So I kind of wonder, well, what the heck is going on? But hey, you never know. Let's leave that there, and I'm looking at where we're at, because we started 15 minutes late, and I've been going a half an hour now. So I'm going to take a break, and what we'll do is we'll break at 15 minutes after 6 my time for the next break. And that's when we'll show bacon seeds. So that's kind of where we'll leave it. So I'm still gonna kind of have it at the same point, right? But that'll all work out. So yeah, click one more. There we go. That looks better. Yep, I'm gonna have that break. I'm gonna put you back on the canned lava, and we gotta start that can back up. There we go. And we'll turn that little thing on so we know that. So don't go away. After the break, we will take a look at the earthquakes that are happening there. Dr. Fox, help Piggy. I think Piggy can do that all on her own. She's got those pins and she's got good trotters and Wonky. I don't think Piggy needs any help in poking you. Oh, hang on. You wanted help. Oh, sorry. I'm too far away. It's break time. You'll have to wait till after the break, Wonky Donkey. Piggy, be nice to him. Only use 2 or 3 pins. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Keep smiling, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to take that break to save my voice. Here comes some music. Thanks.
I
And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching a VolcanoX live stream. Welcome back, the one and the only wonderful DrFox2000 hugs. All right, thank you, Piggy. And Piggy, you shouldn't be dancing around so much. Your MRI didn't go so well. So you're in Piggy jail, you know that. You gotta be easy. Thank you for the welcome backs also from Sue and Henry and let's see, Mars 2028 as well. Thank you. And whoever else said welcome back. All cool. Anyway, let's park our canned lava here. And that is, of course, from back in December of last year from Mauna Loa. And thanks, Thor, and welcome, Thor. Good to see you. Also, Charles Kendall, welcome. And not allowed to weigh bear for 30 days. Or you're not allowed to bear weight on it for 30 days? Well, you better take it easy then. Just go slow, hon. That's all you can do. And anyway, we had a look at the harmonic tremor chart. I haven't looked at the earthquakes yet, but let's take a look at what's happening in our Icelandic earthquake map. We know it's been quiet in Iceland, so anyway, here we go. Basically, 48 quakes in the last 24 hours, and of course, we are seeing a few, but nothing really crazy. Biggest one on the board right now looks like this 2.29 there, and that looks like it's Burdabunga from 2154, 1.7 kilometers down. So let's start over here on the Reykjanes Peninsula, though. We'll take a look and see what's happening. And for those who aren't familiar, that of course is the peninsula there. There's Reykjavik, the capital city. And of course, the Keflavik Airport, the international airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbar, Yardvik, and Grindavik over here. And of course, you got the Blue Lagoon and the power plant over there. And for those who are very astute in watching, this is where the lighthouse is, and the other camera that was looking at the power plant, which is sitting right there, and the other vent is about here. And of course, if we zoom out just a tad, you can see Grindavik, and the two radio towers are right there. So that's what we were looking at. Anyway, let's take a quick peek and see what these quakes are doing. This one is a 0.8 from 5.7 kilometers down, and that came in at 1944 today. Going over a little bit more, just to show you that outline right there, that is our Fræðarfjall, or where Ragnar is, and Ragnar and Siggy, you can see them. This is Ragnar, that's Siggy. We do have one quake in there. It's a 0.6 from 6.2 kilometers down at 7:18 this morning, and that's not very big and not very many quakes. We have close to Grindavik a 0.41, and that is 3.4 kilometers down. From 1352. The other one here is a 0.7 from 5.4 kilometers down. 6:41 is the time on that guy. And then we have a little bit more activity around Krýsuvík, and I'm kind of surprised at that. But hey, we do always see some activity here. Anyway, this is a 0.13, 2.6 kilometers down from 929. Then we've got this one from 1153, a 0.77, 4.5 clicks down, a 0.27, 4.4 kilometers down from 1621, 1.02 from 3.9 kilometers down from 947. This is where Krýsuvík actually is located. And this 0.68, 4.1 clicks down, 3:05 a.m. And the 0.82, 4.2 kilometers down from 950 this morning. And that is what's on that side of the pond. The other side of the lake has a 3, and we'll take a look at those. 0.73, 6.75 kilometers down. I missed the time, 17 minutes after midnight. And then we also had a From 1:37 a.m. a 1.02 6.9 kilometers down, and a 0.76 5.4 kilometers down from 1:38 this morning. Going over a little bit more, we do see from 21:58 0.1 4.9 kilometers down there. And let's see, nothing on our crazy highway. This is a 4:03 a.m. and a 0.76 7.8 kilometers down for that one. 0.49 8 kilometers down from 3:14 a.m. for that. And yeah, I was wondering if we got anything shaken over here at the hotspot, but I guess not. And 0.21 7.5 kilometers down from 15:37. This one is from 15:36, a 0.63, 6.3 kilometers down. Nice number play. 0.03 from 1.6 kilometers down, 15:33 for that guy. Next one is a 0.49, 8.6 kilometers down from 7:56. And next one over is from 2 a.m. 0.51, 6.4 kilometers down. And keep going over to the east. 0.2, 1.1 kilometer down, and that is from 12:01, just right in time for lunch. This one is from 17:05, 0.6, and that is 5.8 kilometers down there. As we move a little further to the east, we see a little stack of 4, kind of odd. 0.84, 3 kilometers down, 18:24. And next one is from 18:29 to 0.2, 1.6 clicks down, and this is also from 18:22, a 0.24, 3 kilometers down, and from 18:28, a 0.3, 3.3 kilometers down. Huh, kind of weird, all out in the same area. Hekla's right there, by the way, right at that spot. This one is a 0.41, 5.7 kilometers down from 1:55 a.m. We are not seeing anything over here at Eyjafjallajökull or over here at Katla. So kind of weird. I thought we'd see a little more ice movement. 8:45 this morning, we had a 0.06, 1.48 kilometers down for that guy in the middle of nowhere. Grimsvatn had a couple or 3, and that is a 1.03, 4.1 kilometer down from 3:26 this morning. The other one is a 0.83, 6.3 kilometers down, 39 minutes after midnight. And the last one, the 0.3, 3.7 kilometers down from 16:23. Going over here towards not Grimsvatn, but Bardabunga. Well, it's kind of in between. This is a 0.54, 10.8 kilometers down, and that came in at 12:24. And of course, we already looked at this big one, 2.29, and that is from 1.7 kilometers down, came in at 21:54, and that is right there, Bardabunga. And looking at the rest of this, I don't know who to blame this one on, but you know, it's almost in the Askja lobe, but not quite. Anyway, 0.37, 12.4 kilometers down, 5:52 a.m. And nothing here at Askja, you know, the volcano that's going to erupt. It still hasn't. How about we take a look right around Herdebreit? We still have 2 quakes, very small, and that is a 0.7, no, hang on, a 0.22, and that is 3.8 kilometers down. 7:50 is the time on that this morning. The other one is a 0.4, 4.6 kilometers down from 4:32 a.m. And moving upward, we see a 0.9, 1.1 kilometer down, and that is from 2035. And next one, we've got a 0.31, 10 kilometers down, and that is 2:42 a.m. We got a couple stacked up here, 0.64, 10 kilometers down, and that is almost 6 a.m., just a minute shy. So 5:59. The other one is from 5:53, 0.77, also 10 kilometers down. So likely not an echo, because echoes would get there a lot faster. And this one is a 0.87, 10 kilometers down from 11:39. This one is a 0.8 from 4.3 kilometers down, and that happened at 13:07. And the one closest to our wonderful Grimsey, there's a Grimsey, the island, is 1.12, 10 kilometers down, happened at 12:36. So there is a Grimsey. Wonky Donkey is waving. You leaving, Wonky Donkey? Good night. Not feeling so good. Early good night. Oh, did you get poked too many times by Piggy? Darn it. Anyway, take care, Trev. Hope you're all good. And all right, so that's our earthquakes there in our wonderful Iceland. And no, nothing popping, nothing going to erupt. At least not that we can see, unless we get a surprise. It's not going to blow up or do anything weird or strange. So unfortunately, I don't have any good news, and I'd love to say, hey, we're going to have an eruption, but unfortunately we're not. Anyway, let's take a look at other places real quick around the world here. And looking at the next shot, this brings us over to the Azores, down the mid-Atlantic ridge a little ways. And we are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge, if you want to say it in Portuguese. Anyway, there's one of the villages there and one of the harbors. You can barely make out the lights of Pico Island, which is about 18 kilometers across the strait there. And that is what it looks like there right now. This, of course, is the cove that we normally would watch for water splashing up, but it's we've already got there too late. They stopped the clock at midnight, and that is 12:59:59, or sorry, 23:59:59. So they turned into a pumpkin. And we'll take a look, though, see if we had any new earthquakes there. And it does not appear so. So we don't have anything on São Jorge at all. But let's take a look at the other map. And we will refresh that one, see what we've got. And, we do have some. So let's make that a little bit bigger. And we will look at this. Canadian internet is not going to do Piggy any good, so we can terminate that. Anyway, we do have 3 quakes, which is a little bit weirdish. None of them are on land. And this one is from 3 hours ago, from 2040. Came in as a 2.0 and a surface quake. So pretty cool. Next one over here is 2.3, 6 kilometers down, came in at 3:36 a.m. And the next one over, kind of a sandwich. This is closest to Fayal Island here, and I'm surprised that we haven't seen these on either on Terceira or the other one. Anyway, on Pico, no, not this is Pico Island. This is São Jorge, Terceira. Anyway, 2.1 surface quake. 8:27 this morning is when that guy happened. So that's about it for there. And really not much more to look at there. Just zoom out a little bit for those people who aren't familiar with the Azores. They are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, right in here. And of course, if we take a look, what we can see is the Reykjans Ridge goes down to about this point, and from there on they call it the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, but it's technically all part of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. And over here is Portugal and Spain and France and England and Ireland, and of course up here Iceland and Greenland and what is it, Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, and Sue waving at us over there frantically going, hey, hey, I'm here. See, there she is, she's waving. Anyway, All good, just to give you an idea where that is. All right, let's leave that guy there, and we will carry on and have a quick peek at our next volcano up for grabs, and that will be our wonderful Popocatépetl. Yeah, let's see how far back we can go. Yeah, I guess we can't go back far enough. Darn it. There was a little pop early this morning that had some lava thrown out, but that was still while it was dark. We can do this, though. We can take it all the way back to the golden time, if you want to call it that. And that was right around here. We did have 6:20 a.m. on the thing. And there it is. It's throwing out some wonderful yucky stuff. Good evening, Arliss, Scott. Good to have you on board and welcome. Anyway, so a Popo definitely sugar frosted flakes on top of the wonderful volcano. It looks like it did burn some of the stuff off there. Why did that stop? That's supposed to be playing. There we go. Anyway, that's what we got happening there at 6:21 a.m. And it did do that a whole bunch of times during the course of the day. So we've all seen this thing doing this before, and it's been busy. And of course, if we get into the daylight a little bit more, you can really see how white and shiny it is with all that new fresh snow. And if you look, you can see how far down it went. So yeah, that's quite a ways down, from 17,000 feet down to probably about I'd say 15,000 feet, if not a little bit lower. So that is pretty awesome. Moving along a little bit though, we did see quite a bit of a cloud. There were some bigger plumes in between though, and there you can see one of them at just about 9 a.m. or 5 minutes before 9. And that was a pretty large eruption, pushing material straight up. Mona Alfano's here as well. Welcome, Mona. And yeah, it looks pretty awesome that way. And of course, there were multiple others that did happen during the cloudy times. And of course, we have no idea what it was doing during the clouds. It could have been gone for all I know. The aliens could have beamed it up and you know, played with it or something. I have no idea. Anyway, this is yeah, it's hiding up there somewhere. You can see some dirtier stuff, but it doesn't look like anything that we can separate out of there. But if we go ahead a little bit more there, you can. Oh, hang on, just in time for a commercial. Isn't that what we want? We all want a commercial, don't we? There we go. 16:28. Apparently we had a little puff then, and that looks okay. So we'll put it back on live, and that most of that snow did melt off during the course of the day. And yeah, I'm gonna go take that break, and we will get back to the rest of Central America and South America after the break. Well, after bacon seeds. So what we're going to do is take a 5-minute break or so. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like button. I'm putting you back over here on the canned lava from Mauna Loa, and I'm going to turn that music on. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to rest my voice and blow my nose and that kind of stuff. So don't go away. I'll be back. Thanks. microphone is back on. So welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. And, of course, you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mona. I finished my dinner and I'm ready for ice cream. Did I miss the boat? We haven't got there yet, Mona. We haven't got that far yet. You're a little ways off, but we'll take a look. And thank you, Henry, and welcome, Colin Taylor. And thanks, Mars and One Fish. Appreciate that, you guys. Anyway, it is bacon seed time, so let's stop our canned lava, and we will go take a look at the bacon seeds. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn that picture back on and turn that off for right now, and this other thing. And that way you guys get a sneak peek at the secret volcano. Anyway, let's get over to the business end here. And there is our bacon seeds. Though that's the last shot from yesterday, of course. And our wonderful Piggy, before she got sent back to the jail, she sent us some more stuff. And yeah, I know Piggy is in jail. Unfortunately, she is in Piggy jail again. I have no idea how she keeps doing that. And let me just confirm this. I could swear that I seen her in there. Yeah, where did that go? I'm pretty sure that, oh, where did it go? Oh, I think I know where that is. Let me see if I can locate that shot real quick. We did see a Piggy in jail, so let's find out before we carry on with the bacon seeds. Yeah, there she is. I see her now. Yeah, she is definitely incarcerated for the time being. So, Piggy is in jail. Her hip is not healing, and we have to take care of that. Anyway, she is on a bed rest, so she won't be doing any of this. No bopping around or anything like that. So, Piggy, you make sure that you take it easy. Hey, yes, who's here? Storm? Storm Chaser 1211, welcome. Cookster, welcome to you as well, and Mona Alfano. Anyway, here's our first bacon seed for today. And that is a guy peeking in the grasses there. I don't know what he's up to, but definitely looks okay. And that is a nice bacon seed. Let's take a look at the next one. And hey, that's a pink guy on the couch, and he's got a black spot on his hind end, and pink trotter nails. That is interesting. Pinkish nails. I don't think they are normally like that unless they paint them. Let's have the next bacon seed and see. And there we go. Here's another one that is hard to see. White on white. Yeah. Very light colored pig on a very light colored blanket on a very light colored tile floor. That is awesome. And let's go to our next bacon seed, and we'll see what we got. Brian, Perfectibility 999 is here as well. Looks like somebody's getting their hogwash and they don't even need to worry about it. Getting rained upon, and they look like they're enjoying it. That is pretty awesome. It is a hogwash, indeed, indeed. I gotta love it, and that is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the next bacon seed, see what we got. Oh, and this one is a little bit more prepared for a hogwash. He's got a funny smirk on his face, too. So, yep, this one is dressed for the weather, and that is really cute. I think that smirk is like, hey, I'm going to show those guys. This is how you do it. Yeah. Anyway, next bacon seed is this one. He, too, is out in the rain, or the sprinkler, or wherever that is. enjoying himself. So awesome to see. And pigs do like water, so very, very cool. Hey, Scott Hartman is here as well. Welcome, Scott. And let's get to our next bacon seed. And that is these two. Now, they brought themselves an umbrella, so they're trying to stay dry underneath there, but I think it's raining pretty heavy duty there. Anyway, looks pretty smart little piglets. To be sitting there under the umbrella. Anyway, let's go have a look at the next bacon seed. I like those two. That's cute. And here's one who likes playing in the mud. He doesn't want to get his trotters dirty, so he's got booties on. Gotta love that. Green booties at that. That is very, very good. Must be a farmer. This is a farmer pig. Pig wheelies, willies. Muck boots. Yep, muck. We call him mucker. Oh, don't say that too fast. Here's another one. He's hiding under the umbrella, trying to keep it dry. That is pretty awesome. And we have one more bacon seed, and that's it for today. So let's have a look at our last bacon seed and see what else Piggy sent us. And of course, these two are going to enjoy a little bit of frozen carrots. Don't let Wonky Donkey see that. It's a good thing he left. He'd be jealous. They've got frozen carrots and lettuce, it looks like, or cabbage in there. That is really, really awesome. And yeah, I think that is really, really nice. They got something cool to look forward to, and a nice snack. So thank you, Piggy, for doing that and sending that in. And even though you are in jail, we do appreciate you no matter what, and it's okay. We'll leave it as that. Anyway, let's go over and take a look at our wonderful secret volcano and see if anyone can guess this volcano. And there it is. And yep, it's a secret volcano. I know, the guesses are going to come flooding in. No, Scott, it's not Cayushu Cayodo. It's not Cumbre Vieja. It's not La Palma. La Palma is an island. It's not Popocatépetl. Sorry. And no. It's not Mount Etna. And so far, nobody's got it. It's not Fuego. Piggy, you're guessing. First eye on this. Okay. It's not Krakatoa or Kikatoa or any of those. What? No, I'm not telling you no countries. Forget it. Kananaska's country. And Cookster says the lightning. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not Ruapehu. It's not Santiaguito either. It's not Stromboli. It's not Ibu. Last letter. You want the last letter? Oh my God. The last letter is too revealing. How about I give you a letter that's in there? Ben Nevis. No, it's not Ben Nevis. It's not Shivelish. There, Scott Hartman. Congratulations, Scott Hartman. It is Sakurajima. Scott got it, and then Cookster said it just after. But Scott Hartman, congratulations on guessing. And yes, it is one of the, well, it is Sakurajima in Japan. And way to go there, Scott, and that is awesome. And there, you know, I mentioned this before on other shows. There are only a few volcanoes that have really heavy volcanic lightning. And I'm going to run through some of them just so you guys understand this again. First off, criteria for for a volcanic lightning is that it has to be, one, fast ejecta. Number two, it has to have a lot of moisture within it. And typically, to have moisture in it, it has to be a shorter volcano close to water. And where is Sakurajima? Well, it's right very close. No volcano in Portugal. No, not yet, George. Sorry. Welcome, George Kuto. Japan, yes. Actually, Ibu is another one that's very good for volcanic lightning. La Palma, for a few, not Fuego, but Cumbre Vieja is another one that has moisture coming up with it. So if your moisture content is high and your ejecta is quick, you will see volcanic lightning. And there are a few that do that. Not all of them do. Okay, just so you're aware of that. And that is pretty awesome. Anyway, congratulations again, Scott, for guessing that. That is all cool. And we will carry on with our next stuff here. And let's see, what, actually I was going to do something. Oh, for all those people here, those bunny lovers on board, remember yesterday I mentioned I hadn't seen the little bunny for a day and a half or 2 days. Last night he showed up again, and he was actually in the dome, sitting around, lounging around in the dome last night, and relaxing, doing his thing, snoozing a bit. And along comes a second baby bunny. So we officially have 2 baby rabbits in coming to visit Bunnyland now. So that is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, they don't show up during the daytime because they're a little scared. But it is nice to know, and we have a video captured of both bunnies at the same time. So we can't deny that there's not 2. Yep, absolutely, 2 little guys. And it is so cute to see that. And the little guy went right through the chain link fence. I thought that was hilarious to watch that. That's how small they are. So they will fit right through a chain link fence, and no fence will stop them. Yep, I'll be posting some footage later of them when I get a little bit more time here. But for right now, I do want to finish off with the volcano stream first. Anyway, let's go over to our next volcano of choice. And of course, we were in central Mexico looking at Popocatépetl. The next one on our list is, of course, our wonderful Fuego. And let's have a look at and see what Fuego is doing right now. It looks pretty stable there. We do see a little bit of puffing coming out of Fuego. Fuego, of course, is in Central America, in Guatemala, for those people who aren't of the knowledge. And that's where it is, in Guatemala, not too far away from where that big earthquake happened. So that is within, I guess, about 200 kilometers or so. I don't know how the earthquake would affect this one, but there is a possibility, but you never know. Anyway, if we go back in time a little bit, unfortunately, I checked earlier, those clouds were pretty yucky, and we couldn't see a heck of a lot. And I'm wondering what exactly happened there, but if we go back a little bit more, they apparently had their mouse up there. That's not my mouse. My mouse is over here. Going back a little bit more, looking for clear spots and any kind of a sign of any kind of eruption. Ever since it had that very large eruption, it's been relatively quiet for what we've seen. And, there we go. that gives you a pretty good idea. 9:14 a.m. Not that much stuff coming out, you know. It's not those big heavy plumes, but it did have a little bit of a bigger plume earlier here that I seen. Hard to tell because of the cloud being in the way, but that definitely was a little bit of a bigger burp. 8:41 this morning, and that is normal for it. So maybe it'll clear the pipes and we'll see it getting going again, and hopefully we will see something. And going back a little further into the morning at 7:12 a.m., very clear view, and that is what we had there. So pretty awesome, but no eruptive activity when we go all the way back. I didn't see a darn thing other than clouds moving in the way. As soon as the volcano started puffing, the clouds came along. How's that work, eh? Murphy's Law. Anyway, that is it for Fuego. We'll put him back to live. That is the present scene. Looks like it's actually raining there. The camera just switched over to black and white. Let's take a look a little further south, though. We will go take a look at this is Messiah. This, of course, was from pardon me, my cold is bad. Hang on. Okay, back. Anyway, this is from yesterday evening, from 1909. That's what we were seeing. You can see the crescent of lava down in the bottom of the caldera of Messiah volcano in Nicaragua. Let's refresh it, take a look at what it looks like right now. And a little darker there because we're at 1928. But yeah, you can't see the caldera other than the lava. So it's still nice to be able to see that. And it looks like maybe a little spot over there. I thought for a second, double check, and it is on both screens. So it's not on my screen. I thought maybe a fleck of dust. But yeah, a little tiny speck there. But not sure how it got there. Maybe it got thrown out. Looks awesome, but nothing happening there. Don't fall in there. Let's take a look at the next one. And of course, it's going to be dark already, so we're likely not going to see a heck of a lot at these guys. And that is going to be our three that we've got. Oh, it's not reloading. Oh, they're slow in reloading. And of course, this is down in Chile. And of course, the first one is Lascar, and we'll take a look at Lascar, and that is a little time lapse they make automatically, and you can see the stars moving, but we don't see any output from Lascar in Chile, and that is kind of what we got there. So looks cool though as far as the stars are moving, and we know that is from earlier, well, from just recently. Anyway, let's leave that guy. We'll go on to the next one. This is Laguna del Amale. We aren't going to see a darn thing because it's way too dark. We need some moonlight in there. So that's not going to work. And the last one, I don't think we're going to see anything either. And of course, that is Villarrica. And it's too dark. Nothing erupting at Villarrica. If we could see the top, it should be right around here. We don't see a glow. And that is a telltale sign that there is no lava or magma up in the top of that chamber. We do have a report on Reventador, so let's take a look at that. Reventador in Ecuador, frequent eruptions, near frequent eruptions, and glowing avalanches persist, as according to them. So that is what we've got there. Volcanic-sized explosions from Reventador volcano on May 16th. Image from IGEPN. And that is what they are showing. So showing some of the outflow, showing the height of what we got going on here. I'm not sure. This is meters, so it looks like 500, 600 meters in height as far as the plume is concerned. That's pretty tall. That's like 1,500 feet. Sorry about the forest fires. Oh, yeah, it's not much we can do about them there, Colin. And yeah, between the pollen and the forest fires, my lungs are beat up, and my nose hurts, and everything else. And yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, that's what's happening there at Reventador in Ecuador. Here's a sequence of shots. This is not from there, though. This is from where? I recognize that volcano. And I can tell you, that looks like Krakatoa. That looks like Krakatoa. It's not, yeah, it is Krakatoa. So, interesting. I wonder why they stuck it in there. And, of course, a pine cone. That's what everybody wants. Ooh, that's nice. Burning fumarole at night. And that lava, that is from, let's see, what the heck is the name of it? Ijan, the volcano, Ijan, there you go. Thank you, Sue, for throwing that up there. And that is the one with the blue lava. Well, it's not blue lava, it's a regular lava. It's actually high in sulfur. And when it burns, it gets oxygen in there, it turns blue. But let's leave that be. I think that's it for that. And we will do a quick read, and then we're going to go on a break. So, Reventador, the effusive explosive eruption of the volcano continues and has remained essentially unchanged. Near constant volcanic explosions continue to take place from the summit crater that reached 4.6 kilometers or 15,000 feet in height and drifted into various directions, but most often a northwest and a northeast direction. And the lava flow on the northeastern flank remains active. Incandescent blocks of lava continue to be observed on the southern flank, tumbling down at about 700 meters distance from the summit. So almost a kilometer in length, and that is pretty cool. And so you can see the occasional tumbling lava rock and the flow going down the other side. Pretty wild, so very cool. And that is it for there. Let's put you back over onto the canned lava. Well, we're close, and that's not quite canned lava. But let's turn the canned lava back on. There we go. And we'll get that little thing on there, too, so everybody knows it's archive footage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'm going to go for a 5-minute break. So please, be good, be kind, hit that like button if you haven't done that already. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, sitting in the Lurkers Lounge, consider subscribing if you're enjoying the show. We got a whole bunch more to come after the break, so don't go away, and we'll turn some music on for you, and I'll be back after I take that break to save the rest of my voice. And Grandma B, oh, she's back. Welcome, Grandma B. Graduation complete. He starting a summer college shortly. Now just one grand is still in public school. One is in Disney University. Cool, Grandma B. Anyway, I'm going to go take that break. And thanks for popping back in, Grandma B. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Hit that like button, you guys. Thanks. Okay, the microphone is back on. I figured I'd better swallow double here before I start talking. Thank you for the welcome backs, you guys. And glad that you're all still here. Thank you from Sue and Dr. Snufflefox. Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know, with it's just not letting up, and I haven't taken anything today. So it's kind of interesting with, you know, what a heck of a sensation. Anyway, I'll be home here all tomorrow, and we'll see how I react tomorrow with being in the midst of all this wonderful pollen, the tree out front here in full bloom. So anyway, thanks for the welcome backs from Sue and Piggy and Scott and Cookster and of course Mona Alfano. Thanks, guys. And let's see, Kathy is also here. Welcome, Kathy. Aloha, and glad that you're here. I get distracted. The lava, you all, yeah, with planting cucumbers with seeds directly into the into a cucumber. It's garden a day. Oh, cool. Okay, Piggy, no problem. You get some sleep, hon. You get rest. That is important. And be good and stay still. And I know you got 30 days in jail, so Piggy jail. Hopefully you'll be okay. And take it easy and have a good night there, Piggy. All right, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, hopefully. All right, we'll pause our lava and we'll go over to our next volcano. And I do believe that is Merapi. And let's see if Merapi will make us happy today. And there's Merapi. And we can see that it's seismically active. We can see a lot of activity. But visibility, unfortunately, not the greatest. It is 7:55 a.m. there, so let's slide back a little bit in time and see what it looked like earlier in the darkness, and maybe we can see a little bit of lava flow, and that might be interesting. Let's see. Oh, and there is some at 4:52 a.m. We do see a little bit of a bacon sliding down the hill. Let's make a little bigger bacon. There we go. And that isn't too bad for starting. And let's see if we had some more of that earlier. I do believe we did. Larger amounts, bigger quantities maybe. Yep, we did have some bigger quantities. Oops, right around here somewhere. And there we go. We can get that going. 4:29 a.m. And that was a little bit bigger than the other one, and definitely seeing it go down that hill. So pretty awesome to be able to see that. And yep, we like it, and all cool. So yep, awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else we got going on here, but that is about it. So looking good as far as I can tell. That's actually moving along very nicely, and definitely filled up everything up top here in that pathway. So that used to be quite a deep canyon, and you notice everything is riding on top. So that canyon has completely filled up with that effusive lava. And of course, effusive referring to it comes out and basically sits there and cools off. And so gets cold fairly quickly and sits in place. And then the next layer that goes over adds, it's like making a cake with, mud cake with multiple layers to it, and continues to do that as it moves along. So that's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Anyway, that's kind of what we've seen there. Let's see, looks like the harmonic tremors look pretty heavy duty there. We'll go back in time a little bit, see if we can find some other big ones here. I think this one might be okay to look at. Yeah, it wasn't really that big, but not as big as the ones that we were seeing a few days ago. So definitely a big difference. It has calmed down a bunch. And that's not even flowing. Let's get it going. There we go. And unfortunately, not much we can do with it. We'll see what the next one that I can find here looks like as well. This one really didn't look that great. Sharon Stewart, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And yeah, there's some nice lava coming down the hill. That is pretty cool. But I think there's more in this next shot here. Let's see if we can get that going and see how far that goes. Oh, maybe not right there. Maybe it was the one right after it. Hard to tell sometimes when you're doing these. Yeah, it's got to be this one here. And yeah, that's 2:55 a.m. Their time. So that was a little bit bigger, a little bit more output to it, which is really nice to see. But again, these aren't putting out as much as what it was doing previously. And I'm trying to find bigger spots here, but we had a cloud in the way earlier, and that always creates a problem spotting some of this. And I think I found one that is a fair size bunch earlier as well. So this is about well, the next one is about 7 hours and 10 minutes ago. This one was pretty good with the bacon, but I think the next one is a little bit heavier. So let's go take a look at the next one. And that is right about here. Whoop. Let's leave it as that. We'll see how it looks. And there you can see it flowing down. And this was at 50 minutes after midnight their time. Yes, Tom, we're taking the breaks on the 15-minute mark because I started 15 minutes late. So we're actually in between breaks right now. So at a quarter after is when I'm taking my next break, just so you know. I know you were busy, so you probably didn't realize that. But yeah, it's all good. Thanks. I do appreciate it, though. So 15 minutes from now, we'll take another break. And we'll see how far we've gotten. Anyway, that is some nice bacon flowing out of Merapi. So Merapi is making us happy, as far as I can tell. Of course, Merapi is located in central Java in Indonesia, and that is the island of Java. And that is pretty cool. And it has been quite eruptive in the last little while here, so all awesome. Anyway, we'll leave it as that for now. We'll put it back on the full screen. I'm going to put it back to live because this was from much earlier today. And this is what it looks like right now at 8:02 a.m. there. And we will leave that one be. We'll make that small, go to the next one, and show you what this one looks like. It's a very, very nice ski hill. And that is located in New Zealand. And that is referred to as Mount Ruapehu. Yes, Mount Ruapehu is a volcano. It does erupt on occasion, but they also use it for a ski hill, which is pretty awesome and pretty cool. And that, of course, is at 2 minutes after 1300 or 1 p.m. So that is what we're seeing there right now, and that is pretty awesome. And let's see, did they have zoom ins? I was trying to see if they zoomed in at all, any more than what they did, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is a little earlier. Yeah, it looked about the same, so nothing too crazy. We did have kind of a really weird looking sunrise there, though. And this might be something somebody wants to record again and take a look at some of the wonderful colors in their sunrises. That's one thing they do have there, is some really awesome colored sunrises coming out. And I do like it, like the reds in there. If you take a look, let me get it to here. You see that red in there? That is just beautiful, eh? So, pretty awesome. And, yep, Sharon Stewart, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. Anyway, that I'm going to take a photo of. Click. There we do. Did it. That is a gorgeous sunrise for our wonderful Mount Ruapehu. I might even record that later, since that is a really, really nice shot. Today, a sunrise started in the west. Upload it found later. What? Started in the west? No, it didn't start in the west. It started in the east. Always starts in the east. Well, it could have started. You could have been seeing it in the west with a reflection or refraction there, Kathy. That's always possible. And that does happen sometimes. It's a pretty awesome looking. Anyway, let's see, what else? Kimi had a beautiful sunrise at Ruapehu. Yeah, I still have to upload that other shot for Kimi. I still forgot to do that. I do want to get that one to her, and maybe I'll record this one for her as well, and get that uploaded so she can have these. And it does take time to, record these in time lapse or whatever method, and get them uploaded. Anyway, let's leave that guy be. We will carry on, though. That is a pretty nice looking shot, and we will move on. That is what it looks like at present. And then we've got, oh, I want to make that smaller. I want to make sure the other one's smaller too. And we're going to go take a look at this. Going to redo that, and there we go. Let's have a peek at the quake chart there. We do see something happen in the area. So we do have some kind of a small earthquake. Pretty interesting. And we'll take a look and see what we've got going on. Let's check the one to the north. It does not show the quake. It's got very, very little. So that might have been a quake a little further south or directly under Taupo. And this is the chart for Taupo. So that's what we're looking at. Let's take a look at what we see at Taupo today. And there is the present weather condition. The caldera, of course, for Taupo is the entirety of that lake. And we aren't able to see Ruapehu in the background there today. Way too cloudy for that kind of thing. But that is what we've got going on. This, of course, is this shot brought to you by the courtesy of Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center there in Taupo. That's their camera looking out. And that is pretty awesome. So a nice view, and if you ever go there, that's what you'd see out your window if you went and stayed in one of their places, in one of their rooms, and that is pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to put this back on here, and we will go to our next volcano of choice, and that will be our wonderful Semeru. And Semeru is doing some puffing right now. Let's take a look. Can we see it a little bit bigger and better? There it is, and that is Semeru at this moment. So 8. I think that time clock changed. It went backwards. It was at 8:06, and then it dropped to 8:05. We're stuck in a loop. The clock is stuck in a loop. Oh no, we're experiencing a time lapse. No, I don't know what we're experiencing. Anyway, that is what we are seeing at present. So let's see if we can back that up a little bit and see if we see any other activity going back about 45 minutes ago. And looked pretty quiet there, nothing too crazy. And a little bit earlier than that, we had a little bit more of that wonderful puffing. And we see that there, no problem. And if we go back a little bit more, let's see, right about here, there we go. And we see a little bit more of that wonderful puffing at, what is it, 5:13 a.m. And I'm just trying to get into the dark so we can see if we had a little bit of lava or not. And let's see if I can find a spot. Yeah, I think I did. Right around here somewhere. We'll find it. We'll find our lava. We do see it glowing, and let's see if we can. There we go. A little tiny pop, and well, we're quite a ways away. That is not that tiny. That is probably 20 or 30 meters in height, which is 100 feet or so for a volcano. Relatively small, but nonetheless, it did do its thing. So, nice foggy view. Yeah, well, it's we do see the clouds out there, and it's pretty good for a nighttime shot. Really isn't too bad. So, going back a little bit further, we do see a little bit more off-gassing and a little bit more puffing. I just want to get to the next shot here and see if we can get right on that. A little bit further back, see if we can now see a bigger plume. Yeah, there it is. So let's bring it all the way back. There we go. We'll let it run through. This is from 1:18 a.m. their time there in Indonesia. This, of course, Semeru is in East Java, and that is on the island of Java in Indonesia. And that is what we're seeing. Clock looping, chronic crisis. Yeah. Thank you, Doctor Who. Chronic crisis? Oh no, we don't want a chronic crisis. Every time I have one of those, I end up hungry. Oh boy. Just a matter of time when that happens. Anyway. A little bit of lava, not much, but it is active, and that is indicating to us that we do have some stuff going on. Prior to that, we did have a couple other puffs before that. Nothing really fancy or major, but we'll back that up a little bit more so you can see it. And that should be right around here. There we go. Whoop, one more. There. Okay, we'll watch the whole thing from the start, and we'll see how it bursts out of there. Not really that big on that one. Still, you know, if it's 15, 20 meters, still a nice size pop though. Anyway, that is what we're seeing there, so let's leave that guy be. And we will pop over to our next locale. I just want to double check my email, make sure I didn't miss any other volcanoes that were sent to me here. And no, I think I got the Reventador was the only one other than the volcano report. Okay, cool. Let's leave it as that for there. And let us go over to Japan. And that'll be our next place of, or port of call, if you want to call it that. We'll put that back to live. And we won't hesitate. We want to see if there's an ice cream boat. Darn it, it's raining in Japan. Who ordered the rain? I didn't order any rain. I ordered ice cream. Oh, come on, guys. What happened? We're supposed to be in Japan. There we are. Now we're in Japan. That's better. Wow. Yeah, they had a nice sky. Japan doesn't. Japan's got to borrow some weather from Java. That'd be a lot better. While we're waiting for that, let's take a look at the other shots here, see if that is any better. Doesn't look too healthy right now. If we go back a little bit in time, we do see, yep, the clouds are moving in towards the volcano, so it's going to be hard to tell if there's anything off-gassing or anything like that, because it's going to be going away from us in the clouds. Let's go back another hour or two and see. Yep, this was earlier, 6:03 a.m. We should see a bunch of birds flying around there any moment, and we see what almost appears to be some kind of a lenticular cloud. Let's back that up a little bit more, a few minutes, and see if we can see. Oh, there's our birds. There's our birds. They are there, and they're looking for their fish. And it does look like lenticular clouds trying to form on top of Sakurajima. So that is what we got. Poor Myanmar. What happened to Myanmar? Sorry. I'm coughing a little. I didn't hear. I didn't hear what happened to Myanmar. Don't blow the weather from Myanmar or Burma, though. Oh, is it bad for them right now? Maybe they got big storms. Cyclone. Mocha. Cyclone Mocha is went ashore at Myanmar. Yeah, oh boy. And that was a nasty one too, and that being a tropical one, yeah, I can understand that. That would not be a good thing for those good people. Anyway, we will put this back on canned lava for now, unless you want to watch Yellowstone. There's all kinds of Sasquatches running around. I think we can leave it on. It's Yellowstone or canned lava. Which would you like? we'll see what the consensus is real quick. Who wants a Yellowstone or canned lava? What? Look at Yellowstone. What's up? Clean edits. Well, that isn't helping me. Clean edits. 3 videos. Interesting. When did May 13th? That looks like a very new channel there, Mr. Clean Edits, and that looks a little odd. You want to watch Yellowstone? All right, I'll leave Yellowstone on for now, and we'll do that. So you guys are welcome to watch that. I am going to go take a break, and please watch what happens, and be careful, and of course enjoy the views of all the geysers. We do know that there are over 500 active geysers in Yellowstone National Park. And of course, there are all kinds of other things there as well, as, buffalo and bears and Yogi and Boo Boo and Old Faithful and picnic basket stealing and, things like that. Don't go away. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Keep smiling. Oh, speaking of Sasquatch, there's one now. I'll be back. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX live stream. And let's see. Thank you for the welcome backs from Moda Alfano and Sue Hayes. And I was trying to see if there was anything else happening, and I didn't see a heck of a lot going on elsewhere. Yeah, and thank you, Cookster and the Bison. Yep, we definitely see those guys wandering around out there, and they are looking for treats and snacks and all kinds of things, whatever they can eat. So we'll leave that. And baby, that voice. Oh, thank you, Sharon Stewart. I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. Yeah. I'll be careful. I'm not going to do any singing today. As a matter of fact, I think I did blow my nose earlier. I think I got to do it again. It's always that way. Oh, anyway. Who is this? Who is I Can't Breathe? No videos. Today's video. Okay, I got a better idea. How about we do this? I can't breathe either. There you go. Have a nice day. We don't need negativity in here. Thank you. Anyway. That's all good. Yeah, it's magic what the hamster can do in a very quick manner. Anyway, yeah, it's what we get from all kinds of pollen in the air, and smoke from forest fires and everything else. So, pretty awesome. Anyway, let's leave that there. Let's go back over to Japan and double check. We do have an ice cream boat in for those good people who wish to go get an ice cream. The ice cream boat has arrived. You are more than welcome to go down there and get some. Make sure you take your umbrella, though. It is raining. And we will do that for right now and let you do that. Everybody go run for ice cream. And I am going to go continue on here. So we know what's already going on. They are going to put that back on live right now for Sakurajima. And that was our mystery volcano today. That was pretty awesome. The close-up cam. Not looking that great because it is kind of bad weather there, so that is the shot. We'll leave that be. I'm going to make that smaller, and we'll make the other one smaller as well. We'll leave the first one big. This one, of course, is supposed to be Suwanoshijima, but unfortunately it is not, so we'll make that one back to a small, and the next one here is Aso, and we are in the huge caldera of Aso. This is one of the this is the only active vent within the Aso caldera, and that is what we're seeing right now. So everybody thinks that's the entirety of the volcano, which it is not. That thing is huge. But we do see it off-gassing, and some SO2 and steam coming out of there. Of course, you can see it is raining, and of course, with that rain, that means there's more water going into the caldera over here that will be steamed off as gases and water vapor, and also containing SO2, which is coming up from way down under. Anyway, let's back that up a little bit out of the rain and see what it looked like there earlier. This is, what is it, about just about 2 hours ago. So it wasn't raining then, didn't look too bad, and you can see it wasn't doing quite as much, so, but still definitely busy, and that is what we've got there. if we go back a little bit more, we can see that it continued to do its thing. And yep, definitely hanging there. That steam slash gas, smoke, well, gas for the most part, is hanging pretty low. Let's make that one smaller. We'll go carry on with our next one. And this is Asama. Asama-san is definitely off-gassing. You can see it's throwing out a fairly heavy plume compared to what it has been doing the last couple of weeks. It seems to be increasing again in the output rate. So we'll see that on the SO2 map later, see how much more SO2 it has produced. And well, that'll be a pretty good indicator of what is going on in that area. Anyway, this is the nighttime shot. Can't tell really too much of what is going on there, but that is what we got. So we'll make that one back to live, put it back to live and make it small as well. So let's make sure everybody got their ice cream, and of course the ice cream boat is in. So hopefully you got your ice cream, and we can carry on. And what we want to do is while you're munching on your ice cream, we will take a look at the volcano report for today. So let's take a look and see what we've got on the list. But I gotta blow my nose first, so hang on. Then we'll give you a volcano report. All right, that is a little better for me. So anyway, so for late Tuesday, volcanic activity, we have 4 volcanoes on our list. And let's start out with Luotolak, and that of course is in Lesser Sunda Island, Indonesia. And volcanic ash to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 2,000 last night. And then we've got Sabancaya in Peru, continuous ash emissions to 25,000 feet or 7,600 meters, reported at 2,100 last night. Fuego in Guatemala, no recent volcanic ash emissions observed, reported at 2,100. Is not a surprise. As we mentioned, it's not been very busy. Reventador, a discrete volcanic ash emissions observed to 15,000 feet or 6,400 meters, reported at 2,300 while it was sleeping. It's all quiet. Okay. Anyway, that is what's happening there at Reventador in Ecuador. And of course, we have 8 volcanoes on today's list. And we'll start out with Semeru, Eastern Java, Indonesia. And the volcanic ash to 14,000 feet or 4,300 meters, reported at 1:30 a.m. And we did see the separate email report from Reventador for today at 4:43 or 4:34, sorry, is when that popped out. And then possible ongoing volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters, reported at 10:15 today. Sakurajima in Japan. And of course, that erupted to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 6 a.m. and then erupted again at at 12 noon, but it only went to 5,000 feet or 2,100 meters. Popocatépetl in central Mexico, ongoing volcanic ash emissions to 23,000 feet or 7,000 meters, reported at 6 a.m. And Suwa no Shijima, the one we can't see, erupted to 6,000 feet or 1,800 meters, reported at 8:15 a.m. Then we've got Seven Kaya in Peru, continuing emissions to 24,000 feet or 7,300 meters, reported at 9 a.m. Luoltolak in Lesser Sunda Island, again in Indonesia, a volcanic ash observed to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 9:15 a.m. Fuego in Guatemala, new volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, reported at 10 a.m. And then it had some more discrete stuff at the same heights at 1,600 4 p.m. So that is pretty awesome. So at 4 p.m. 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters with its discrete volcanic ash. Yeah, it's a secret. Anyway, our ice cream boat is left. I hope you guys got your ice cream. I know Mona got everybody some, I hope. Anyway, that is all cool. So that is it for that part of our show. Let's go over and take a look at our shakers and see what else we got. Actually, let me double check something here. I want to see if there's anything happening at Stromboli, just in case. And no, nothing happening at Stromboli. And nothing happening at Etna. Etna in clouds. Darn it. Oh, hang on. I might be able to see Etna for a second. I do like to show the volcanoes once in a while. So let's go pop over to Etna just so we can see Mount Etna. We haven't shown it for a while. There it is on the screen. They did zoom in a little bit with that camera, but not seeing a heck of a lot of activity. We do see some smoke billowing out of the top here of these events. We can see perhaps a little bit of smoke coming from the southeastern event on the back side here, but we have so much cloud in here. It's very, very difficult to tell what's actually truly happening there. So kind of guesstimating with some of that stuff. And of course, this is just before sunset, so very, very little to be said about it. And the rest of the day was just absolutely horrible as far as looking at the cloud in there. So it wouldn't have been good for being up there on the mountain. And I'm kind of disappointed that Yvonne didn't have better weather while she was there. That gave her a cold though. So anyway, let's leave Mount Etna be. We'll go over to our earthquakes and we'll see what we've got going on there. And of course, the latest one that we had pointed out was that one right there, and that was a 6.4 that happened at 1702 there in Guatemala, and it was 252 kilometers down, and 6.4, sizable quake, you guys. So that would have shaken the area a little bit. Anyway, let's go run through some of these, and we'll take a look at what's happening. We can grab this one in the Coral Islands here first. 4.3 from 1634, 178 kilometers down, and 4.6, yeah, from 1634 today. We do see a little bit of a stack there, but nothing new. Moving on to the Aleutian Islands, we do see a 3.6 here near Rat Island. 707 this morning from 36.6 kilometers down. Nothing major there. No new activity on Nataga Island and Tanaga Island, sorry. We do see this little guy, 3.8, 45 kilometers east-southeast of Nikolsky, and that was from 3:09 a.m., 46 kilometers down. Really nothing really major. Looking at one of our hotspots, I'm not even going to stop over here because that's Aniakchak. There's nothing there. It's done. Looking over here, Trident volcano. Nothing at Trident. We have one over here on the side of Katmai, and the other batch over here. This is 3 separate mountains, and they're kind of over there. So nothing really to speak of. We do have a couple of little guys here, 3.5. Yesterday's 2334, 53.8 clicks down for him. So we know that there's some activity on that fault line. This one is 3.2 from 1800 today, 14.5 kilometers down. Sliding down a little bit more, we do see a red one here though. That's in New Mexico. Well, it's probably Texas. No, that would be in New Mexico. These are in Texas. Okay, 3.8 in New Mexico from 1904, 14.9 kilometers down. That's interesting. Don't think that's going to kill anybody or anything, but it's there. We already got this large 6.4 quake. Let's keep going. Argentina's got one, 4.6, and that is 4:16 a.m., 127.9 kilometers down for that guy. Looking further down here, nothing in the South Sandwich Islands. Going over to New Zealand, we do see an older quake there on the South Island, 4.2, and I don't believe that was our quake that we seen on the Taupo chart. I wonder what that was. Let me take a look at the other one. I'm going to refresh the other map here from EMSC, and we do use both maps. But I'm curious. I just want to see what we've got going on here. So sometimes we see quakes on here. Yep, that would have been the one that we seen. That came in at 1845 today, 24 kilometers down, 3.2, and that would have shown up on Taupo's chart here. So that is pretty cool. And then of course they had that one, 4.2 there, and then they also had a 3.7. Which we didn't see on the USGS map. That also happened today, that 3.7 as an aftershock. And that again is right on that fault line. So let's go back over here. You can see that fault line, and pretty much right on it. Anyway, going further up, we don't see anything here in Tonga or Fiji. Nothing in Vanuatu. Nothing until we get over to Papua New Guinea. And we see a 4.9 there, and that is from 1030. At 52.1 kilometers down. Going over here to Java, right off of, 4.3, and that's just off the coast of Jakarta. This is Jakarta down here, and that is where that is. 3:50 a.m., 319 kilometers down. So that is what they've got going on. A little bit of a shaking there. And yeah, where that storm is coming in, on top of the storm, they got a 4.7 there in Myanmar as well from 9:23 a.m. Hopefully, hopefully that didn't do any damage. The storm will, I wonder if the storm is causing that because of the change in barometric pressure. That'd be interesting. Anyway, we got this one already in the Coral Islands, so we'll leave him be. And let's go take a look at this. This is Carlsberg Ridge, 4.7 from 1819, 10 kilometers down for that guy. And we don't see anything else there. We do have this one on Crete, and that's a 4.4, and Piggy never mentioned it. So 1355 is when that quake came in, 10 kilometers down. And of course it's on, Piggy is over here in Kos, so it being on the backside on the Hellenian arc, basically, she won't feel that much over there of that. So most of the energy would have been in that area, and 4.4 is not that big, but it is a sizable quake nonetheless. And let's take a look. We have another one up here which is of interest, and that is at Svalbard, and that is a 4.9, and they would have felt that in Svalbard from 1522, 10.3 kilometers down for him. And that is about it for quakes. We do see these other ones on that mid-Atlantic ridge going up and over. So Svalbard, to be able to get one way out here is kind of interesting, because this is the fault here. That's quite a ways away. So why are we seeing a quake there? You know, I could understand if it was on this side. A little odd. But, hey, who am I? I'm not in control of Mother Nature. Anyway, what do we got for time? I'm going to go take a break, you guys. We're going to come back and we'll do a quick peek at Hawaii. We won't do too much. I am going to have to try to save my voice here a little bit. So, be good. Hit the like button and don't go away. I'm going to throw you back on some canned lava, though. And that is archived footage. Let's see if we can actually make sure that we got enough there. It says an hour and a half. Yeah, okay, that should be all right. Hour and 5 minutes of that can left. Okay, that'll be good. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet, give it a quick bop. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you're enjoying the show, please do consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. And also, if you, I don't know, want to hang around and talk with everyone else, you're welcome to do that. Just don't be rude, and don't come in trying to be somebody else. Anyway, on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks. Here's some music for you. the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host with the host with the snuffles and the throat that is getting warmer and warmer and warmer. So, here we go. We can have a little fun, and that is gone. Kayla Davis Revenge. Who the heck is Kayla Davis? And you're gone. It doesn't matter who you are. Kayla Davis is unwanted. Thank you for the welcome backs there, Cananascus country, and I hear you. Congratulations, you're sounding better. Well, thanks, but I don't sound that much better. And thank you, Sue, as well. I appreciate that. And we're taking care of business here. So I don't know why people have such small pea brains like this. Kayla Davis Revenge doesn't make much sense. But, you know, it is what it is. They're children, and they have no common sense upstairs whatsoever. Anyway, let's park our wonderful lava for now, and we will go back over to the next place of thought, and that is, well, we can maybe stop off there in Yellowstone for a second. That might be erupting. Mona Alfano, you take care, and all the best to you, and have a good night, and that'll be all awesome. There is a Yellowstone, Old Faithful, doing its thing. I thought I'd show that before we get back over to the earthquakes there, since it is erupting. So that is Old Faithful, and that has a wonderful a sense of esteem to it. Anyway, that looks pretty awesome. Lots of Old Faithful geysering, and that is a Yellowstone indeed. Anyway, we won't dwell here too long. I just figured I'd show that since it was erupting, and that's exactly why my coughing is getting worse. So, anyway, that is what we see, and that is what we get. So, not bad looking though, as far as eruptive activity from a geyser, and that is pretty neat, and that continues to do it day in and day out. So very, very cool. Anyway, we'll leave that be. Let's get back over to the earthquakes in Hawaii. We're not going to spend too much time here. Like I said, my voice is starting to go, and it's really starting to heat up. So I'm not going to do too much anyway. Pahala area, everything is between 26 and 37 kilometers down, typically. So this is a 2.0, 1337 for him, a 1.6 from 1358. We got 2.8 from 2000 yesterday, and then this one here fairly close to Pahala itself, 2.0 from 2030 yesterday. Then this one is a 2.3 from 2052 yesterday. This one is from today at 8:09, and then we got that guy from 2 a.m. No, sorry, not 2 a.m. From 20, just about 2100, and that's a 2.0. And the next one is a 1.8. 1618 is the time on that guy. 2.1 from a 122. Next is a 1.7 from 53 minutes after midnight. And then we got a 2.0 from a 9:15. And we got a 2.3 from a 1316. Next is a 2.2, and that is from 6:09 a.m. Next one is 1.8 from 15:14, and then we got a bunch in here. 1.8 from 617, 2.5 from 156, and then another 2.9 from 453, and hiding underneath the other one there, we've got a 3.4, and that's the biggest one out of the batch today. I missed the time on it, darn it. That is from 9 minutes after midnight. And then we got this one here, 1.8, as from a 5:15 or 5:13. I'm not seeing too many over here in our Kilauea area. These are variable depths, so this is a 0.9, 6.4 kilometers below sea level, 6:08 a.m. And here we've got 1.9 from 2.1 kilometers below sea level, 7:48 this morning. 1.9 from 6:49 right at sea level. This one is 0.5 from 14:10, 900 meters below sea level. 2.7 from 15:42, 1.7 kilometers below sea level. 1.5 from 15:41, 1.8 kilometers below sea level. 1.1 from 8:02, 300 meters below sea level. 0.6 from 10:54, 2.4 clicks down, and 1.9 from 13:19, and 900 meters down for that guy below sea level, and a 1.7 there from 6:04 a.m. So that's about it. And we do have one stray one over here beside Mauna Kea on the lower portions, and that is a 1.6 at 4:19 a.m. and that is 11.8 kilometers below sea level. We don't see anything else there in wonderful Hawaii, so our wonderful Kathy is safe over here on the Oahu, so nothing to worry about. No volcanic eruptions or quakes over here on that part of the island. Anyway, that's it for there. Let's go over to the weather map, and again, I'm going to do the same thing I did with yesterday's stream. We're going to really condense it and kind of crunch it up, and not go after individual places so much. Just going to generalize because my voice is done, okay, and I need to save that for the future. So let's take a look at what we can find here. I'm going to refresh that SO2 map, and we'll see where our hotspots are today. And that is what we... Whoop, I didn't want to do that. Anyway, it looks like here at the Kamchatka Peninsula, we do have some off-gassing heading northward, and that could be from Shivelish, which is probably the one that's doing its thing mostly, but Klashevskoy as well, and whatever other volcanoes we've got that are working and off-gassing there. We aren't seeing too much from Abaco and Chikaratsky down there, but hey, that is what we got there, and they're really not that heavy. You remember how much SO2 we had when we really had it pop, and that is not bad. Anyway, we're seeing not bad in northern portions here of the country. It really looks not bad. We do see some out here in British Columbia and northern Alberta. These are fires. That is bringing the SO2 up, and they're here in Saskatchewan as well. So that's what we're seeing in general. Looks good down in the east though, and looks like the U.S. is pretty much normal. The way the weather is happening here, really weird as far as the wind flows, and we can see, they've had some forest fires as well. So, but all the SO2 is kind of being scattered all over the place, and it's really hard to tell where what is come from. And that is what we're seeing. So we know Popocatépetl is doing some. We know Fuego did some, but not so much. We also know that we've got some of the other volcanoes off gassing down there. But I mean, you take a look at places like Costa Rica. Well, what the heck is going on here? We know Costa Rica has a few volcanoes. That is one of them. Reventador, no, Nevado del Ruz is causing a lot of this. Reventador is over here somewhere. So it's doing its thing there as well. Not seeing so much from Sabancaya. We do see the Chilean guys are doing their thing, but nothing really super major. We see more SO2 sitting right on top of New Zealand, and that is from White Owl Volcano. Maybe that guy's getting ready to go again. And seeing what we've got here in Australia, pretty normal, I guess, from the wind change, the way that's going. It looks like a little heavier over here near Brisbane, though. I don't know why, but it is. Tofua, not so much, and Yasur still there. Gawa and Aoba still doing their thing, and we see Papua New Guinea pretty normal. Luotaluk is still doing its thing. Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau and Jakarta all doing their thing. So that's what we see. Ibu and Dakota not so heavy today. Mayon, Bulusan are still doing their thing, and all is in there as well as Manila. So that's what we got there. Not seeing quite as much from Suwanoshi-jima. Sakurajima a little bit heavier, but not as bad as yesterday by any means. And looking at ASO, we don't see ASO. We do have a heavier plume there, so I don't know if some of that is from ASO or if that is just elsewhere from coming across the pond here. And looking at what we see just behind Tokyo, we know Asama is back here. So Asama is definitely adding to this, but I don't know how much is coming out of there. That's kind of what we got there for SO2. Pretty normal for India, nothing crazy. Normal here in South Africa. DR Congo still doing its thing. Urta Ale, hardly anything. These heavy spots are from the oil refineries in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Iran. And then we get over to Mount Etna, and we see Etna is, well, there's a little bit there. But we are also seeing some from Stromboli being added to it, and that is about it. So that's a quick shot at our SO2, you guys. And we're going to do a very quick weather as well, because my voice is not going to take it to do another half hour. So we're going to do what we can to wrap this up in about 15 minutes. And we won't get after too much. Anyway, looking at North America in general, looks pretty nice. We are seeing some really high temps up here in the Northwest Territories, up to 27 degrees right now. Still, that's pretty awesome. And you got to remember the sun angle is really high right now. So, yeah, they're going to have super long days up there. And the days are getting longer. And they will have almost 24 hours of daylight. But you take a look at that, 27 degrees. That is incredible for that far north. And your igloo would definitely have melted. We also see those warm temps up into Alaska. We see 19s and 20s up there as well. That is pretty awesome. British Columbia looking beautiful and warm in there. And we see temperatures in the mid to high 20s. Vancouver Island looking gorgeous. And even down here in around Portland and those areas. Wow, Oregon is up there. We got, really nice temperatures. Alberta is not quite so warm, but still a relatively nice day, but we do have a lot of smoke in the air. 17 in Edmonton, according to this thing, 16 down in Calgary. And I don't want to take too many things away from people, but let's see, Kananaskis country, your temp about 14 according to this map. Judy M, she's got about 12 or 13 over there. Winnipeg coming in at about 12. And let's see, Cole Harbour. Cole Harbour looks like a cold spot today. Looks like 4 there in Halifax. And Cole Harbour probably about 4 as well. And 3, thank you, Sue. So, yeah, gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on there. Looks like most of the U.S., though, looking pretty warm. The warmest points, though, of course, are going to be over here. I think we've got temps up to 43 or so up in Death Valley. There's a 42 for sure. And I don't know what exactly we got there, but yeah, 39 on the register. We do see 42 on the map here as the highest attempt so far. So that is a pretty awesome. Quick peek at some of the other temperatures here. What do we got in Phoenix coming in at 35? We got a 36, 37. We got 35 there in Mexicali. And I just want to check over here real quick. San Antonio 26, Houston 26, Austin 25, and Dallas coming in at about 23, 24. And Oklahoma City about 20 degrees. And let's go down a little bit more here and see what we got. Wow, very, very hot in these areas. And we'll see, well, actually not as hot. So 42 is what we got in Death Valley area. And not quite as warm there. Anyway, we'll leave that. Cancun coming in at about 26. Mexico City a little cooler at 19 or 20. And we'll take a look at the other places here. We see the cutoff here just below Buenos Aires for that cold. And Rio coming in right now at about 17, 18. Buenos Aires about 19. Peace and do for our wonderful Irish monk there. He's seeing 18 degrees Celsius there. Not so good looking there in our wonderful New Zealand. They are very cold with single digits. Of course, we have seen that with the snow on there. Christchurch at 12, 15, and Wellington, Auckland is at 17 right now. And looking at Melbourne, we're seeing at 12 there. Hobart coming in at about 10. Adelaide is 13. Sydney at 15. Sydney is usually around 20 degrees. Brisbane coming in at about 20, 21, and that is pretty awesome. Perth on the other side, and let's see, Perth is about 20 degrees, so not bad there. But let's take a look at the Bangkok area. They're probably cooking. Looks like about 31, 32 degrees there, and Bangkok weather-wise, and that is what we got. Japan looks pretty warm too. Thanks, Sue, for bringing that up. If it comes up 32, that is awesome. And yeah, look at this, Tokyo. Wow, 30, 31 degrees in Tokyo, 32 in some spots. That is awesome for them, and nice to see that they've got some temperature. And of course, Myanmar, where they're getting that storm, they've got 28, 29 degrees. You know, at least the people, if they do end up homeless, are not going to freeze to death. We are seeing some incredible temperatures there in India as well. South Africa, down to single digits in a lot of places. Cape Town, about 13 right now. And looks like, yep, still not beating our wonderful Death Valley. But we see up to about 34, 35 degrees in the Sahara Desert and UAE and Saudi Arabia. Not so good there. And let's see what Piggy's got real quick for her temp. Piggy's temp about 17 or 18, I think. And that would be about right. There we go. Thanks, Sue. And we'll go over and just take a look at quick peek here. Yeah, Italy, Sicily, that'll work. 8, yeah, that's about right. And looking at London, we see a 10, and Dublin coming in at a 9, and probably about 10 or 11 over for the Irish monk. Berlin about 5. Pardon me. And Hamburg about a 4. Copenhagen about 6. Aarhus about a 3. And up in Oslo, a little cooler at 1. Stockholm at what is it? 3, 4, 3, 4. 9 over in St. Petersburg. And as you can hear, my nose is getting more plugged up every time I cough. That's the mucus is getting me. Anyway, Reykjavik, real quick to look at it to wrap up the temperatures here real quick. Looks like about 9 degrees there right now in Reykjavik. So that is a pretty awesome thing, Sue. And let's put it on precipitation, see what we've got for stormy weather. I do see some snow up in Alaska. We have a couple of lows off the coast here. That's going to be interesting to see what those do. A low sitting in Manitoba, northern Ontario. We got some clouds there in BC in the mountains. And it looks like we may have a ridge forming here, but isolated storms all the way through the Midwest area and the southeastern side here. Pretty smaller storms, though. They're not so big, but multiple storms, and that's always the way it works with those. And not seeing too much there. Looks like Newfoundland is getting most of it. Is that snow? Are you going to build snowman there, Sue? You're going to have a snowman. Snowball fight. I'm not going out to there. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep calm here. Anyway, we do see some rain here in Argentina. That is about that time of the year. We do see some jungle rain. We know that, and of course, New Zealand. That low, yeah, it is causing the basically that flow. What I figured that is going to move across here, and they're going to get a bunch of rain. Not good for them. They had enough storms already, and of course, Papua New Guinea area and Indonesia. It is what it is. And that is the rainy stuff. And where'd that storm go? And that. Yeah, Myanmar, actually, it's gone up a little bit more, so it's dissipated already after it hit land, so they're not so bad off. But this Fabian is still big and strong, so that's something you got to consider with that storm. We do see this other one here, though, down on the southern end of Japan, hitting Japan and South Korea. Hopefully that'll dissipate a little bit and won't be so bad. Up in, what is it, Norway, Sweden, and Finland, they're getting some. And here's what's happening in Iceland. So they've got a big swirly system there, that low, bad low. Anyway, you can see what's happening here in Europe. I'm basically done with my voice. It's starting to hurt, so I gotta finish here. A quick search for the temperatures, you guys. We'll see how cold we can find there. Coldest place, and then I gotta shut it down because I can't. Seriously, my throat is hurting. So, let's see. So far, 68. That's not that good. Where's the cold stuff? 50s. No, that's got to be colder here. I'm missing it. Where is it? It was cold, really cold out here. Why am I not seeing cold temperatures? Minus a 60, 63, 66. Where's the really cold stuff? A 67? Something wrong with my map? Sue, where did you find the low? Whereabouts? Anywhere near where I am? I'm not even seeing those low temperatures. There's no way. Like, I don't see anything. We got up to down to 60. Right. Go right and up. Oh, right and up. Let's just scan through here. There's a 66, 69, 70, yeah, there. 74, 78, yep, you're right. 82, there we go. Yeah, that's a cold spot. Okay, so, yeah, there is a cold spot in there. Minus 82 is what I see in there, so, yeah. All right, minus 81, minus 82. So yeah, Sue gets the trophy for today. She found that very cold, minus 83. I'm only seeing minus 82 on here, so well, I'll leave it as that. And thanks for finding that, Sue. That's awesome. Zoom in, and you'll get a minus 83. Yeah, I'm sure I would if I try it, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I gotta basically get ready to shut down. My throat is so sore. Putting it back on the can lava here, and we'll let that run for right now. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here today. I really do appreciate all of you. And of course, with having this job and being out in the West End, what does happen, of course, is it's dependent on I get off at 4:30, so to make it back here for 5 p.m. doesn't always work. So just so you guys are aware of that, and that's what we're going to try to achieve, is be able to get on 5 or 5:15 kind of thing. Tomorrow we should be back tomorrow I'm working from home, so I'm doing training from home, so that means I'll be able to be here on time. So tomorrow 5 p.m. exactly will be start time, so that's not a big deal. But for just so you guys know in the future, weekends are still going to be okay. Let you know we got the long weekend coming up. This weekend is a long weekend, and I don't work Monday. So Monday again will be a normal stream time at 5 p.m. So Saturday and Sunday will be our regular times. So that's what we've got going on. So anyway, for right now though, it is a time for me to basically shut it down and rest my voice and rest my lungs a little bit, and hopefully everything will be good. So for all those good people that were here today, thank you everyone, and I want to say thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, and Joseph Fields, Texas, Lucas Snow, and Gary at 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, as well as Mona Lisa Smiles. Thank you, moderators. A big thank you to Sue for sending in the volcano reports. I do appreciate that, Sue. That is awesome. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Big thank you to Mars 2028 for the super chat that he threw in. That $2 pays for the power, so that's all cool. And thank you, everyone, for being on board today. I really do appreciate all of you, and the support from the Lava family is awesome and great, and I thank everyone very, very much. On that friendly note, it is a time for me to go take a good long break and let that voice cool down. I really, when I touch my neck, I really do feel it's hot. I'm gonna go put a cold compress on it and see if that helps any. Anyway, be good. We'll be back tomorrow night, so 5 p.m. regular time. Keep smiling, everyone, and be good, and most of all, take care of yourselves. And of course, I will always end the show with my favorite line. And it's not that it's my favorite line, it's something that means a lot. Please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Good night, everyone, and take care. Oink, oink.